Hi, welcome Back to Basics in Chess. My name is Peter Panthauer, and today what we're going to do is talk about don't bring out your queen. We talk about the ABCs of chess: attack the center with your pawns, B, bring out your bishops and knights, and C, castle. D is don't bring out your queen. At least don't bring it out early, and don't bring out your rooks either, but don't bring out your queen. And here's what to do. If somebody else brings out their queen, you want to punish it, and you can punish it in different ways. We're going to look at a few games that I had over the weekend, just quick 1 minute bullet games, and we'll go over those. In this game, I'm playing white. White is, of course, red. And remember, you're not going to bring out your queen, but this person, the black player, is going to bring out his queen or her queen, whoever that player is, early, too soon. Keep in mind, that's almost always a mistake. So d4, attack the center, that's A. e6, that's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. You're starting to get in the right direction. Bishop comes out to b4, to f4. That means this is the London system. Queen f6. Now, probably the reason the person brought the queen out to f6 is to attack the bishop, which is sitting there undefended. However, white's next move would be this, to defend the bishop, and that's what white does. And in fact, it allows the other bishop to come out. It allows for now complete development. So black's queen is out there. White went e3. For reasons unbeknownst to me, this is a very bad game. This is what not to do. The queen moved to f5. Knight f3. Queen goes to e4. Not quite sure why, but the queen went to e4. Bishop to d3, allowing an attack. Queen to d5. Knight to c3, attacking the queen again. Queen goes to c6. And take a look, and you have two attacks on the queen. Actually, you have three attacks on the queen. Bishop here, knight here, bishop there. You have many attacks on the queen. So white has made 6 moves. Black has made 1 move 6 times. I want you to remember, the queen is the most powerful piece in the game, but if you bring it out early, it is not. It has a paradoxical strength. That means it's strong when it can't easily be attacked, but if it can be chased around the board, it can be. So keep in mind, the way I tell my students to think about it is, late in the game, the queen is a bruiser, but early in the game, the queen is a loser. Don't bring out your queen early. So that's the message of that. And what's happened here now is white is completely developed. I'm going to undevelop so I can show you the next game, but white is completely developed, has all the pieces out, ready to castle, pretty much on either side, just move the king. Black's pieces are all asleep, in prison or in jail. This can't get out, that can't get, nothing can get out, and the queen is a target. So that's wrong. These are none of them are good games. These are examples of bad games of what not to play. Okay, I'm just going to play through these partly just so you get the idea. Okay, I am playing black this time, and white moves e4. That's a good move. I move c6. So if you see c6, that means It's the Caro-Kann defense. The Caro-Kann lets black really hunker down and can't be attacked, and then allows him to develop strongly later. Queen h5. Don't do that. That's bad. Now, what this queen is doing is it's looking for a focal attack on that piece. A focal attack is when two pieces attack that piece. And of course, if the queen goes there at that vulnerable f7 square that we've talked about, that could be checkmate. So that's what's going on there. So d5, which is part of the Caro-Kann defense. White mindlessly, it's a dreadful game. White mindlessly moves to bishop c4 to get that focal attack without even thinking. And of course, I take it, so black takes it, and black is a pawn up. White goes e5. Now, take a look. Can I develop? I can develop 3 of my pieces now. Do any of them attack the queen? Yes, one of them does. Which one? If I bring the knight from b to d7, I have an attack on the queen. So I'm moving with tempo. The game is played in time, and I just got a free move because the queen has to move again. Queen goes back to h5, one of the worst homes you could have. Can I attack this queen again and still develop? Yes. Do you see what piece can attack it? There are several moves to attack it, but some of them are pawn moves. You don't want to make a lot of pawn moves in the beginning. Here's the move. Knight there, which is f6, which attacks the queen again. Queen moves to g5. Knight takes g4, attacking the queen again. I know I broke the rule of moving a piece d, e. Each piece moves only once until you've set up, but if the queen is out and you have a target, he's already broken the rule, so you can do that. So knight takes e4 with an attack on the queen. Queen goes to e3 with an attack on the knight, and the knight can get defended with this bishop coming out. I mean, with this knight moving over here, defending that knight. Knight to h3, a very bad move. In my class, I talk about the places knights go are on the f file and the c file. That's where they belong. e6 allows the development of another piece. Knight g5. There's no reason for that. Bad chess, moving another piece along, and I could take that piece. I'm already a piece up, so any trade is really to my benefit, and mostly to black's benefit anyway. But I have a check, and I can develop a piece. Can you see that? So you develop another piece, and it's defended by this knight, which is defended by that knight. It's kind of like the house the jack built. So now the queen is attacked again. Knight to d3, and that lets me take his queen with my queen. He busts up his pawns, and now there's another piece laying there for free. So that's what happens when you bring your queen out early. And what to do if somebody else brings their queen out early. You can win pieces. So in the first one, you develop in the first game I showed you, what happens is you develop an advantage where you are bringing your pieces out and developing while your opponent is bringing out his queen to various positions and not able to open up his game at all. So you want to develop, and you want your opponent to not be able to develop. So the third game is sometimes you can get lucky and trap a queen, and that's what happens here. So this is the final game. I'm playing white in this one. D4, I'm playing the London system. I'm going to bring out the bishop next. D5, that's the right move. It's good. It blocks. I can bring out my bishop. D4, the bishop's ready to attack. E6, that's okay. It's not great because he trapped this bishop in now, but it's okay. C3, this is a system. If as long as the person doesn't make any really weird move, I can stay within my system. And if they make a weird move, it's usually not the best move. Queen. F6 rather. The reason the queen is out, you see, it's attacking this piece. However, as you saw in the earlier game, that's the next move in my development anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. Knight C6, bringing out a knight, that's good. Knight for black, that's knight F3. That's what white should do. However, this queen is just sitting there, and I'm thinking, well, maybe I'll gain a tempo because he'll have to retreat, or if I get really lucky, I can trap it. So I'm building slowly and hoping to trap it. So, knight F3, knight H6. Knights don't belong there. Knights on the rim are grim. You don't want to do that. There's no conceivable reason why you would want to do that at this point. Knight BD2, developing. B5, who knows why? Don't know at this point. The person's not playing a good game. Bishop to D3. All my pieces are out. I can castle on this side. I can make one move and castle on that side. Whereas black is pretty far from castling and can't even castle on this side because it's a busted castle. I mean, if he had to, but it's not good. B4. Don't make too many pawn moves. He's attacking that pawn, but I could attack that pawn back. That makes no sense. Now, do you see? Look, take 10 seconds. Look for the best move on the board. First thing you want to look for are checks, checkmates, attacks to the king. If you don't see any, the next thing you look for are check or attacks to the queen. Is there any way I can threaten his queen? Take 10 seconds. There's a threat. Do you see it? So I've now attacked this queen. Where can the queen go? It can't retreat backwards. It can't go over here because the bishop is guarding that. Can't go here, can't go here, can't go there. The knight would take it. It's got nowhere to go. The queen is trapped. So if you develop your queen early, it's going to get trapped if the other person knows what they're doing. These were all examples of bad games on the opponent's part where they didn't play well in general, and specifically they made the dreadful mistake of developing their queen early. Make sure you don't do that. Follow the ABCs. Attack the center with your pawns. Bring out your bishops and knights. C castle. If the other person brings out their queen, which breaks the rule D, don't bring out your queen, ABCD, then try to develop with tempo so you're attacking the queen. E, each piece moves only once. This queen only moved once. It was a bad move, but only moved once. But you saw in the first game, the queen made 6 moves where one moved 6 times, and I made 6 different moves with pieces. So that's how to handle that. I hope you have a lot of fun playing chess, and I hope we get to see each other again soon. Have a great day. Happy chess. Bye.